Welcome on stage.
We are welcoming
Team Liquid.
Liquid on stage. They have arguably had the shortest route towards the grand finals after beating Mineski 2-0. They were able to beat SG 2-0, had a 2-day break to study their opponents, and come back on the final day to beat Team Secret 2-0. And they're here in the grand finals, a place that they are very familiar with, obviously your TI champions. And they are looking to assert dominance once more here in Kiev in the Star Ladder Arena. They are waiting for their opponents to also join them on stage.
Mineski.
Mineski is here, Southeast Asia Pride. They took an arguably longer route to the finals, but are here nonetheless. Obviously, they up first against Team Liquid, and then had to play on the Doomsday, that was the Saturday, where a lot of teams were eliminated, and they themselves have eliminated VG Gaming. They have eliminated SG Esports, and earlier today in the semi-finals, in a 3-game series, they eliminated Complexity to take their place here in the grand finals. They are also ready for this match. They have a chance to already have lost against Team Liquid, which is I think a big plus for them to already have played them, and they get a second chance here to take down the reigning champions, take down the reigning world champions even. That is Team Liquid. A tough match, to be sure. Our panel is split, but they have the power to do it. They are here for a reason.
Parker's just biased, come on.
With an element of belief, you know. Sometimes you gotta shoot for the stars. Liquid, though, have not lost a game since that lower bracket final against LFY. They're like 10-game winning streak, I want to say. Definitely a very difficult team to beat.
I guess at some point you're gonna lose, you know. It's just about time.
Exactly. I'm hoping the time is now. That I look like a genius. If I'm wrong, oh, you know, I didn't really believe that.
Well, regardless, it's a best of 5, so you know there's at least 3 chances for Mineski. So I think they got a really good shot. And as you say, Winter, I mean, even if you think Liquid's going to take this, but even you think that Mineski at least has 1 game.
They might lose 1 game. That's very likely. And they have their, like I said, the coaches and players to figure out if they lose a game, what went wrong, what adjustments have to be done. Because in a BO5 series, a lot of it has to do with stability and how well you adapt during the series, and what do you actually learn from each game, you know, after you play.
And that's where Liquid, with Hina's coach, definitely have an advantage. They have Sols 50, the Mineski coach, primarily is someone new. He's someone who's not familiar with the team. So just naturally, Liquid's going to be, Hina's going to know like how to adjust drafts to suit his team because of his long-standing history with the team there. So even if Liquid lose a game, they're much more likely to be able to come back and bounce back and change their drafts. And
Team Liquid now is also aware that there is a chance of a timeout. Yeah. Apparently GH was not aware of this.
Just before the grand finals.
Yeah. So in case people have not gotten this information, every team, and it is once per game, they have the chance to ask for a timeout. Or they can ask for a timeout. It's a 3-minute timeout, and you can only ask for it once per game. And you can obviously not do this in the middle of a team fight. So there is you know, some logic to be applied to that. But it is, you know, it can make a difference. I think it is something new to Dota. There's other esports that have already that have incorporated this.
Make a big difference, you know, stopping your teammate buying a Midas.
Winter already said that he would use it to stop his teammate from making stupid decisions. So basically just to give a speech to his teammate if he makes a bad decision. Useful. I don't think that the teams generally would use it this way, though.
I'd use us where to get that new Mineski jersey that Ice is wearing. That's a stylish one.
He's not wearing a jersey. What?
No.
Oh,
So
that was a joke. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I got completely confused there. It's been a long day, guys.
Yeah.
Parker just, you know, messing around all the time.
No seriousness.
Matu's having fun. I don't know if he's talking about Dota right now. You think they're talking about Dota right now?
Probably. Hopefully.
Batu's like, don't pick mid Monkey King again. Don't pick mid Monkey King again.
So first ban, Io. Probably I think probably their hardest hero to fight. They have so many like difficult heroes, like heroes that they are really good at, but this is one of the hardest ones, I would say. Very difficult to win against, very hard to draft against as well. I think sometimes you see teams, you know, they give away the IO, they pick like AA to try to counter it, but the games are usually... I mean, you can counter the heal, but it doesn't counter the fact that the IO is really good at securing the lanes early, and you can't stop him from saving his team, like relocate, bring someone out, you know.
What do you think is going to be the jabs here for this series? We saw early in the tournament it was the Clockwork, then he started doing more Earth Spirit, but then today it was the Tusk. Well, 2 games of Tusk and 1 of Earth Spirit.
I would say the best hero that he has right now against Liquid would be Earth Spirit, because like I mentioned, it's really important for the team fight. So, I mean, there's still Night Stalker now, so he might actually go for Night Stalker. I'm not sure, but I personally would prefer Earth Spirit because of the team fight, number 1. So, I would want to have at least 1 or 2 heroes that are going to have that solid AoE so that I can actually fight against Liquid. Oh, actually, that's Beho. Forgot about that.
Mostly banned throughout today.
Yeah.
But this
Nyx
time it's the Enchantress that comes
Yeah, and the thing with Beho is it discourages a Night Stalker pick. So if Liquid wants to pick Night Stalker now and it's a Beho, you're like probably like, do you want to do this, you know? But then again, you're like, if you don't do this, they're going to have NS and Beho. Probably also not a very good situation. So I kind of expect maybe Liquid, they will still pick the NS and Mineski will go for Earth Spirit, I guess. No,
Earth Spirit. I mean, both mind control.
They did have both just now, though. They did have both just now. The first game.
Shaker and Night Stalker. Yeah, that's fine. For Liquid, definitely the Shaker is flexible with the offlane and the 4. And even the mid. We've seen the teams like EG and Liquid, if it comes to a good mid matchup for a Shaker, they will send the hero
but they probably won't pick Earth Shaker NS first 2. And NS is also not so good against Venom. They might actually just decide to give it up though and pick something else. Because I don't feel good if I have Earth Shaker, like just me, I don't feel good Earth Shaker NS opening.
Do you want the Shaker in the offlane versus likely the Venomancer? Because that's...
Yeah, that's probably a bad idea too. I'm not so sure. This opening is more like... more flexible.
Well, as we saw last game, yeah, it's flexible because this is one of the few teams who will run Pugna as a support. As much as it's
Earth
not.
Spirit or Night Stalker now?
Yeah.
That's the important question.
Think there's any chance of a Nyx? Is that... I mean, a lot of other teams would pick Nyx, maybe less so Mineski.
Mineski used to be a big Nyx picker, but recently in this event itself, they didn't pick the hero as much. They have 2 players that use the Nyx, sometimes they do it off lane, but I'm not a big fan of the off lane Nyx, to be frank. I prefer it on the support position, and Jeffs have been playing a lot of more other heroes, so they go for the NS. Still, it's very... NS and Venom is very formidable early game. Like, pretty much your lanes, you're going to win 2 lanes, because NS is going to win pretty much like the mid lane if he stays at like one of the lanes. The lane he decides to play. Venom is really strong if you do it carry. You're going to be able to solo against the offlaner if it's a Earthshaker.
And Mineski, especially all the games that they won, they were always very strong on map control and vision. And these 2 heroes are so good for that.
Yep. One has team fight, push out. One has vision and catch. They complement each other really well.
Just about to say, it's time for Brood Watch, both teams with great Brood players.
Watch, yeah, Brood Watch.
Not anymore.
Brood Watch is definitely going to be a thing throughout this entire best of 5.
Yeah, it really is.
I mean, Mineski is kind of hoping like, I hope it's support Pogner position 5. Maybe we can abuse it better this time.
Anti-mage removed as well. Mushi has not lost a single game on that this season.
This season? You mean including the qualifiers? He won all his anti-mage games?
Yeah. I think they have a 100% win rate. I looked it up this morning.
Oh my god. Since when Mushi is an AM guy? I always remember...
His AM was great.
Yeah, I always remember him as like the TA player, the Ursa player. Right? I remember him as the AM player.
Well, see where Mineski
want to
go from here.
Nyx Assassin also still 100% for them, by the way.
Yeah.
This season.
So they banned the Elk. Pretty good hero against Venom. I think that's a really good ban. Because you pretty much like the Venom wants to... You hold a lane, you keep pushing it out, and Alchemist kind of counteracts that, because then you farm more.
Was it Mineski who lost to Liquid's Alk the other day?
Was it?
It was an outgame.
Was it? Yeah, I think so, yeah? The second game, right? I can't remember. Yeah, actually you're right. One of the games they pick Alchemist. Yeah. So Liquid right now, I guess the Pug. I don't know. I'm not. Even though I want to say the Pugna is like a flexi pick right now for them, but I'm not really a fan of like having the Pugna play a position 5 here, like especially against the NS.
Mind Control's played it much more than we've seen Kuro play it.
Yeah, I actually would prefer that and have the Shaker on a support position this game.
Yeah, have like Shaker maybe fissure block the off lane, get the Pugna some
Yeah,
levels.
they're gonna need
the
to help.
lanes.
They're gonna need to help the off lane because it's a Veno. Otherwise, the lane will be very difficult.
So perhaps just picking a support or Matu's hero. Often they pick Matu's hero.
Yeah, and I think the Pugna will lane really well against Veno. Once the Shaker fissures and you get like level 2 easy, he should be fine in the laning.
As far as Matu's heroes go, Lifestealer, Necro. What else is there going to be?
Jakiro, this is a really good. This is also a really good pick. You pretty much want him. I think it would also be great on Mineski's side if they have Veno, NS, and Jakiro, because that would cover the push out, the team fight, the siege as well. Because Jakiro is good siege, and the lane is also really good. So.
You think Jakiro is going to be the 5 position here?
I think so. Have they run Jakiro off lane this event? No, right?
No, don't think so.
Yeah, but
I haven't seen Kuro played either, which is where it's a new pick for.
But it should be Kuro. I think it should be Kuro's hero. It should be. I think I would, with this 3 hero setup, I would place the Pugna on the core role, Jakiro position 5, Shaker position 4, and keep my other 2 important heroes still open for my lineup. So.
What makes Jakiro good against like Nightstalker Veno, or do you just think it's good for Liquid's draft?
It's just good for Liquid's draft, and it's really good against the Nightstalker in a way early, because Nightstalker wants to pressure a lane, and Jakiro is a very strong laner, very hard to kill. Like NS, during nighttime when he runs around in the jungle, like usually if he sees a position 5 hero, like a weak hero, Dazzle or whatever, like a Pugna position 5, maybe you just kill the guy, right? But a Jakiro position 5 is not that easy for NS to bring down.
Are we gonna see a Nana Tinker this game,
this is a very, very good Clockwork pick. Like this Clockwork pick is so good.
Yep.
It counters all 3 heroes.
They have played Jab's Clockwork mostly, but I guess with a Nightstalker there, it's... Who's playing what?
I would actually favor having a Clockwork offlane and a support NS. Because Clockwork you can pull the lane back, so I think it's great. But then again, Jabs likes to play Clockwork.
And we already have seen Exercise's Nightstalker offlane earlier today.
Yeah, but still, like I think I would want to give Clockwork a core position this game. Why? Because they have 3 heroes that Clockwork's really bad at, so I want my Clockwork to be strong this game. So my preference would be having a Clockwork on a core role and an NS on a support position. They go for the Lifestealer, the standard safe staple carry, solid in the lane. Clockwork's like, I guess Clockwork is okay, because if you do offlane Clockwork, he's just gonna like cogs and it doesn't matter. He's gonna be able to get XP regardless.
What if you have both as a support? Ninja Boogie is playing Nightstalker.
Nah,
no.
I don't.
He played it one game, but
yeah, I don't like it though. Honestly,
they had Nightstalker with.
You know what I would. You know what I would like this game? I would actually like a Rubik position 5 because there's Jakiro and.
How about a Bane?
Bane is okay too. Solid. Like it's a solid laner, and it's pretty good against Lifestealer because of the grip. And
hard to get a grip versus Ice Path and Fissure though. It's maybe going to be a tough path.
They have 2 frontliners, and they have like Venom Wars. There's a lot of stuff in front during the team fight that can protect the Bane. So I think it's quite reasonable to expect the Bane to be able to grip the Lifestealer, unless they get the jump on the Bane, you know.
I don't really have heroes that will jump a Bane either. Like they don't have a great vision hero on Liquid side or a very like a Blink initiate. I mean the Shaker of course, but he's not going to be looking like to jump
still
a Bane.
Overall, I think it's a very good pick here for Mineski, the Bane. Liquid right now.
Liquid's looking for that 10th pick Miracle Hero. Yeah.
And they're going to look to ban out one of the better Nana hero, and they are probably planning what hero they want, and they're going to ban the hero that's really good against what they have.
What do you think Nana can play? The Tinker's probably not great versus Pug now.
I think most of his heroes are not that great against Pug now.
Pug, yeah. Same story there. Tinker is the one that still gets banned out.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they need a big hero because their tri-core won't be... Their other 2 cores would be a Clockwork / NS and a Venom.
Any chance we see a Venom mid and a different carry?
Maybe, depending on matchup, but I don't think that's a very good idea. I think Nana is not so suited for Veno. I think Veno should be either Ice or, like, personally, I think Ice and Mushi is more suited to play the hero. I saw Nana play Veno once, like in an official, it wasn't that great. I don't think it suits his character that much, you know.
Sure.
You want him to be playing Ember, Puck, Tinker.
Stormbound out.
What about the idea of something like a PL mid? Like you get a very aggressive
PL's
like
not
Night
bad.
Stalker
Yeah,
PL.
yeah,
Like,
PL's not bad.
Pugna's very squishy. Have a lot of good nukes.
It's you want like someone that can jump the back line, like kill the Pugna. Close
Good
to
against Lysil, and that's kind of the one here that stands out to me. They don't have great illusion clear on the
But I'm not sure
side.
if he plays the hero. Actually, not sure if he plays the hero.
It is an SEA classic for the mid lane. It's kind of where that mid PL began.
The Pinoy mid players.
Yeah, the Pinoys, but not so much Nana.
I'm probably gonna pick like some Ember. I don't know. Like maybe they're gonna just give him Ember, like something he's really comfortable with. Or Puck's still in the pool, right?
Yep.
Yeah, either one maybe.
Mirana.
Oh yeah, because they have Bane. They ran this. This is actually really good. Clockwork and Bane both have really good setup for the arrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a mid Mirana. Gonna be really easy to gank as well. NS comes in, Void, arrow, easy setup, Bane. Maybe they might even do Bane plus Mirana. I think Secret did it in one of their games. They had Bane, Mirana mid, and the other support just to, like, the NS can maybe pull safe lane first and then roam later.
Do you feel like they have enough team fight though?
Not much team fight though. Like Veno is like their primary team fight. But they have really solid lanes. Like all their lanes are really good. So that I think is enough to make up for it.
Okay.
See what Liquid get to deal with that Bane Mirana. Wonder what kind of heroes they have in mind. I mean, tanky for the mid lane, something that can deal with the arrow, like a I don't know, the lone druid type hero.
The lone druid actually would be good against that though, because
it's more like who's Miracle playing at that point. Ember.
It is still an Ember. This time for Liquid though.
It's still good synergy with their heroes though. That's the thing. It's like he's really good at like going behind, going past the front lines and killing the Bane. Like we talk about how important it is for them to make sure the Bane doesn't get a full grip on the lifestealer.
It's an offlane
Jakiro,
by the way.
Indeed.
Jakiro's playing the support Pugna again.
So I'm listening to you guys talk, but you're saying good things for both squads, but you're not really super leaning towards one side, or am I misreading that?
I think it's quite like one of the most even drafts I've seen here. I think both teams have their like win condition, and they both have their own power timings with their lineup. Laning wise, I wouldn't say anyone has like a strong advantage over the other. You know, like both teams have like pretty solid lanes. They have what, Jakiro or Shaker, Pugna, Lifestealer, safe lane, and a mid Ember against a Mirana. Like
Mineski will be the aggressors though. They've got the Night Stalker Clockwork. They've got the Bane Mirana combo. If a team's going to win the lane stage, for me, it's definitely Mineski. Or if they lose the lane stage, it's because they played it poorly.
Wow. So it's going to be a fight-heavy game.
Yeah, I think
hopefully
so.
For Mineski,
that's what Mineski wants. They want to fight a lot early. They want to find lots of kills, pickoffs, and try kind of have that strong, dominant laning stage.
Well, I think the viewers would like a fight-heavy game as well, because that is always fun to watch. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a grand finals time, and for that, I will send you over to our commentators, Capitalist and Blitz.
Just 2 months after achieving his lifelong dream, Kuroki has now led his team Liquid into another grand finals. This one, the first minor of the Dota 2 season. But on the other side, you have Mushi, the captain of Mineski, a veteran in his own rights who is completely absent from the previous TI, unable to qualify, and whose last grand finals appearance was over 2 years ago. Blitz, this seems like a straight-up story of either continued domination, a start of an era for Liquid, or it's a chance at redemption and rejuvenation of a career on top for Mushi.
Yeah, exactly. And this is such a huge matchup because Mineski, going through the loser bracket, you simply just play more games. You learn a little bit more about yourself, more about the other teams. You get to study every single meta, and I think that's going to benefit them greatly as four-man smoke here. But Miracle going to break it, actually, and unsuccessful start. Team Liquid already spamming. Well played.
It seems like our fans are going to have to hold off on that early action for just another minute, because we're not going to be having any kills before the horn blows.
2 years, though?
2 years.
Since
and that was as a
stand-in
for LV Gaming. It wasn't even with his own team.
It's been a while.
In fact, the last time that he was actually winning a grand finals, there was a WSG or something he got second at. But that was back in DK Gaming, where they won here at Starladder.
Yes, and
Liquid, that was the last time Mushi was like on top of his career,
yeah.
right?
But Liquid, of course, they're the defending champions of Starladder, I believe.
Yes.
Also the defending champions of the universe, as they won TI. And here's
Truly
a good chance
the number
for them
one.
to dethrone him.
Mineski are going to have that early fight, it seems like, as they go for the aggressive Bounding Rune steal, but unable to grab it. Matumba Man has the quicker fingers here, but we're not going to be having a first blood, it seems, as both teams will part their ways after a small bit of harassment. So, an aggro tri-lane with Nana on the Mirana and a Clockwork Bane for the setup against a Lifestealer. Is this actually a tri-lane that you can win as Mineski?
I think it is. It's very strong. The downside, of course, is that if you mistime things, Matumba Man can always just rage out. And the upside here, too, is that Ember versus Veno is not as Veno-sided as you might think, especially with the help of this Earthshaker. Early on, he's just going to get denied, pull the wave back like this, and GH already making his way up at top, where Pugna is going to have a very nice matchup against this Night Stalker.
Do you think that is part of the reason they're running this aggro tri lane, is they want to help keep the supports locked down somewhere so they can't interfere with that strong 1v1 mid matchup?
I think the way to beat Liquid is to try to disrupt their lanes as much as possible and hope that they don't get to pick all their teamfight heroes. But as we say that in mid, a bit of an engagement as the Clockwork comes in. I do feel like Mineski, though, does match up pretty well against them. They were the closest to taking them down throughout this tournament in that game 1 with a very strong laning phase. Of course, Liquid, you can't really sleep on them ever.
Yeah, he's just taking it to Miracle right now. Already down, has no tango for another 40 seconds, so he's having to ferry out himself right now. But they are going to go for the kill on the Courier Jabs, unable to make it in time, though. So a successful delivery with no rebuttal. So we're just going to have a Bane Mirana here at this bottom lane, as you can see, with Matumba Man on that Lifestealer, backed up by Jakiro. And looks like GH on the Earthshaker is already roaming up to that top lane, as you pointed out. Trying to upset the balance a little bit of this current laning phase. A Night Stalker versus a Pugna at top.
Yeah, and Liquid just prioritizing this Pugna very heavily, as well as this Earthshaker. Curious to me that they were willing to give up the Venomancer in exchange for this hero. Just how it just shows how highly they value this hero, especially played by GH. It can also be played by Miracle or Mind Control. We've seen it in pretty much every role for Liquid.
Yeah. Pugna. Crepify into a deny on the range creep, always a win. They seem to be prioritizing. Winner was actually thinking that maybe they would put the Clockwork as the core, simply because he felt like it was such a good Clockwork game that they would prioritize that. Instead, we're going to have Ice's Night Stalker, which we saw obviously in the previous series. Do you think that's a worthy Night Stalker being able to get a solo 1v1 in his safe lane? Is that hero actually worth that kind of, I don't know, I guess opportunity?
Yeah, I think it's even more important, actually, for the Night Stalker to get very good levels this game, because it's really hard for them to start the fights. And Clockwork, yeah, you can hook in and do all that stuff, but for the most part, they'll get 4 staffs, they'll be able to get away from that. And so you need to set a very good early game pace. And your Clockwork eventually will switch off with the Night Stalker anyways. If Mineski plays this as planned, then I'd imagine that Ice, similar to the game against Complexity, tries to get as aggressive as possible once he just has that baseline of items, and he'll allow this hero to get his levels anyways.
Now, is that during the first nighttime, or are we talking about like more second nighttime where he has phase boots and such?
First nighttime, if you don't get a kill, it's not the worst thing in the world. Second nighttime is most likely the one that's going to be the most important, because that's your tempo controller. That's the one where you really start to take some towers out with it too, once you get a kill or so.
That's how you begin snowballing, right? It starts with the laning phase, but then you really have to follow up with that tempo controller dominating the game. A setup here, sleep into an arrow, onto the Jakiro, and not a whole lot of help is going to be coming from this Matumba Man Lifestealer. So a free pickoff, free first blood for Moon.
Very easy setup for them, and Kuro not going to have the best time of it as a 5 Jakiro. Not a lot of defensive capabilities, and it's not like Matumba Man can swing over and help him anyways. He's got to focus on the creep wave under him.
Pugna now has a soul ring. Does he start winning this lane once he gets like level 4, level 5 and can spam out so much, or is it still Night Stalker favored, especially now that it's night?
I thought it was actually pretty 50-50, but if you'd imagine that Pugna wins most matchups with his ability to spam, but it's Ice.
Nice snatch up there, mind control, and Pugna's so fast, but apparently not fast enough to get ahead of Jabs. That being said, Jabs doesn't want to be running into Miracle. Too many creeps in the mid lane for Mushi to push out as that Venomancer.
Yep. And if you look at Night Stalker's build, he came to the lane with the Stout Shield and the 2 Enchanted Mangoes. NS with 5 HP regen a second doesn't care too much about this. As a bottom, Ninja Boogie going to be the target.
Ninja Boogie has to do something here. He's going to try and sleep himself. Actually doesn't get hit by the enchant.
They might not get this kill.
And yeah, they're not going to be able to do it. Bane's just simply too tanky. Seems like such a battle ready here. Jesus, Jabs won't let Miracle well enough alone, man.
He is actually chasing him so far in.
Looks like he wanted to try and get the kill before the 5-minute Shrine rotation, but a bottle fill up allows Miracle to be pretty healthy, and it looks like he's just going to be clearing through the stack, trying to get his level 6 off of that, rather than focusing on laning.
Yeah, and it doesn't really feel like they're prioritizing this laning too hard anyways, as Jab's going to come in. He's got the cogs, he traps both of them.
Oh no,
neither
they're
of them going to get the Shrine.
Jabs eats his way out of the cogs, battles out a little bit more with the battery salts, not doing a whole lot of damage with the help of Mushi. Oh, what a deny from GH with the enchant totem. Actually, play Matamba Man, he tries to go for that one too, unable to do so. So at least Mineski do manage to score one of those kills. Great rotation from Jabs, really making the read. But what was that about? The fact that Matamba Man made that rotation as well, all the way over to help clear through that neutral
at bottom,
camp.
Kuro gets arrowed up. A few more right clicks will do it. One more should complete the job as they get the kill. No follow-up kill from Matamba Man, just a level 4 lifestealer. And I think they were trying to be a little bit greedy. He wanted to Shrine as well. Yeah. They just wanted to do a triple Shrine, but they saw the creeps. So like, maybe if we farm these first.
Yeah, let's use our abilities first, lose a little HP and mana, and make that Shrine all the more efficient. Right?
It's a little bit too much min-maxing from Team Liquid, as they're going to pay for it dearly. Even with the deny, that's going to be quite annoying for them. As laning phase-wise, this is what we talked about. This is where Mineski is going to be strong. Liquid not seeming to prioritize him.
Looks like a sandwich up at top lane. Trying to catch mind control here, but GH is able to run some interference here. And Ice out of mana. Isn't going to be able to pursue underneath the tower.
He is still doing very well up at top. He's level 6. This mind control Pugna still only level 4. Hasn't even picked up his level 5 yet. 6 minutes into the game.
Not picking up darkness at all, just going for the 303 build here for just the extra presence in lane during this critical period of time, and you could see it paying off. Mind control, not level 5 yet. Oof.
He moves really quickly. 523 move speed when he has phase on, 441 base without it, and he's one of the few heroes that can actually keep up with Pugna. As middle lane, Kuro's there, but they do already have a ward place. And the ward vision in this game has been so good for them. With that ward pace, they saw Jakiro come in. Mushi's going to get gone on.
GA trapping around behind, but bottom lane. Oh, they got to sleep into an arrow combination on Matamba Man, but dive into mid lane. They are going to be able to finish off that Venomancer, but Ice is looking for revenge.
He's going to wait for Miracle.
He's poisoned up, and it looks like he's just going to be caught by the Void. Gets the chains out a little bit deeper, but the Void will manage to secure the kill. Ice. Already starting that tempo control.
Yeah, he was really trying to wait for Miracle in case he was trying to TP, save that Void, but had more than enough damage from the Venomancers. Gale as at bottom, the tower's going to go down, and it's actually Mineski that's just setting a blistering pace. Up 5-1, 3k gold already without a tower taken. That's going to change here in a second. Should go to 4.
Jabs. Actually not. Okay, now he's going to headbutt into Matamba Man. Not really the place he wanted to be. Unable to get the cogs on the other side. Matamba Man stuck in. Oh, that was not the Fisher. Jabs is going to be able to get away as a result, but there was also the Night Shadow anyway. Another sleep, and not an arrow. It'll be Night Stalker setting up for this kill on Kuroki.
Yeah, and he should go down here,
and
he does.
Nothing they can do.
What a pace being set right now. They do have a lot more team fight than they did in the previous game against Liquid, where they had like one stun, nothing that went through BKB. They had some difficulties there. This game, a lot more balanced. And this is what I was talking about. Going through the lower bracket, it is more difficult because you have to play more games. There's more opportunities to get knocked out. But at the same time, you learn these things about yourself. You learn where your draft weaknesses are, where people are punishing you.
Another sleep. This Bane-Mirana combination, which we have not seen too much of in this patch, previous patches, had this as kind of the OP support duo. It is destroying Liquid. It seems like their style of breaking apart quite a bit and playing pretty independent on their cores, it just means there's no saving grace for when the sleep arrow combination comes in.
Yes, but it does remind me sort of EG like 2 years ago, when if you shut down Sumail, there's always Universe and Fear that's going to be farming. If you shut down the other two will take over. That's always the point of concern with Liquid, and it's even there's the supports that can come into it. Remember last game they were down 6-0, and they dominated that mid game.
Yeah.
So for Mineski, you've got to keep up the pressure. Continue to play this very tight style of Dota, and try not to make those mid-game mistakes that teams often seem to make against Liquid.
Yeah, it's all the more important, right? You dominate the laning phase, you start getting those extra kills, you've got a huge gold lead. You got a big experienced lead. Even just a few mistakes are going to be all the more costly just because the enemy team gets so much more out of those kills.
Yeah, and it looks like Liquid, they want to go for a smoke. Lifestealer in that troll.
Running into Mineski's smoke, though. Ninja Boogie pops out with a sleep there. Arrow, intercepted by a creep, but maybe it's good because this is not where they wanted to be. They're going to jump forward, but Matumba Man, he wrapped around with a neutral creep. They're going to be able to get on top of that Venomancer instantly. A leap away, but it's Ninja Boogie who's going to be in trouble, caught by the Ice Path as well. They're going to be able to easily get that kill underneath tower. Nothing is going to be stopping Liquid from moving forward. Mind Control, they're actually so low on poison right now. Mind Control is going to take out as well as
she's going to take two.
Jabs has come in. The arrow actually nails Matumba Man with a raged up, but he does manage to get the hook shot on a GH, getting that kill, bouncing back with the cogs on a Miracle. He's dropping lower and lower. Moon trying to finish him off with the last couple of right clicks, but a wand and away from vision. Miracle is going to be able to good. Moon leaps forward. He is going to be able to jump forward.
He's going to get hit.
He's caught by Ninja Boogie. He was laying in wait, and they will be able to TP out. No, the Ice Path actually catches him. He already has the leap on cooldown, but Moonlight Shadow is up. Do they have the damage over time to be able to finish him up? Because they don't have the detection.
It's going to be close.
Barely. No, Fisher. Moon dodges it.
Doesn't have a TP,
but he does have some regen.
In half a second, he's going to try to leap for this. Kuro coming into this. Is he really trying to make this play?
Mind Control is the one to pick up the kill, but at least he bought his team a whole lot more time. As Liquid pretty much 5-manning around that area as a result.
Yeah, in hindsight, he had absolutely nowhere to go. They still knew that he was there. I think they actually utilized the scan for that as well. They just used it recently.
Oh, yeah.
As up at top, Mineski gonna smoke again.
Oh, Fiend's Grip on the mid lane. They stuck around with a Bane. Looks like they should be able to just right-click him down. Miracle does have a remnant up, jumps over to the side, gets over to the cliff area.
He's gonna try to get denied. No, Jabs is there.
Shot from Jabs, and now he's grabbed GH as well, locked inside the cogs. They do have some help. Mind Control's here, trying to go the life drain out, but GH may still die. Echo Slam thrown down, but Jabs
still
gets the kill before he dies. Ice going for Mind Control, trying to kill the enemy offlaner. He's got nowhere to run to, nowhere to hide against the Night Stalker. At darkness time, 6-13. Mineski, you said a blistering pace is being set, and they are not stopping one iota.
Jabs is playing out of his mind. He has made so much space on the map for Mineski. That play where he stops him from shining, he forces 2 kills, that hook shot right there, so many different engagements where he's the one setting the pace. It's often that you talk about GH being the one doing this, but it's actually Jabs. His 4-position clockwork, making all the room in the world for them is Mushi. He's going to farm, he's got the Dragon Lance completed, and the entire team on Mineski is doing so well, but it's this clockwork leading the way consistently, making the plays that they need. Look at how many spells they dropped on him. I think they echoed him. They used Macropyre.
Time to get out of there. That is Liquid fully grouped up. Does manage to get the sentry out. Does that sentry see the ward? They're looking on top of the cliff. It looks like it's barely outside of vision. Ooh, that is unfortunate.
And Mineski, Liquid can't catch any breaks in this game as Moon. He's up top. Illusion gonna get spotted. Matumba Man. Everything that could go wrong right now for Liquid is going wrong as they're all grouped up for this tower. They should just split the map a little bit. Ice indeed gonna do just that. Hand of Midas completed on him. He's gonna put pressure on this bottom tower and tell Liquid, if you don't come for this, you're just gonna lose a lot of space on this map.
Is Moon, is the reason, he knows they're all here, right?
Yes.
Is the reason that he's kind of still poking at them, is he just trying to draw their attention? Just
he
away from bottom lane?
I don't think he thinks he can get bursted, yeah. Plus, if they take this bottom tower and Liquid doesn't respond, then it's worth it even if he does die.
Yeah.
Because if you just look at the team, Mushi had just been farming in the jungle. He can also TP up there.
Looks like they will manage to get that tier 1 tower at the top lane. Now, these two, Moon and Ninja Boogie, they just went through ward vision. And are going to be kind of sandwiched here. Matumba Man is going to look to cut them off here on one side. Starts going on to the Bane. Moonlight Shadow going to be popped out here, and a TP away should be good. Nope, never mind. Fisher, and there's the follow-up from Miracle as well. He's going to be able to buy himself just a bit of time, but they do manage to get that tier 2 in the bottom lane. Liquid have been 5-manning for the last 3 minutes or so, and it is costing them so much map control. Yeah,
they just lost a tier 2 tower to this Night Stalker at bottom lane, and Liquid, somebody needs to carry around Dust or Sentries, because this Mirana ulti is going to start to get a lot more annoying than this. Last game, it was that drop gem that ended up turning things around for them. And Liquid, there's an Invis rune at top. They want to try to make some plays happen,
but from behind.
The arrow.
Beautiful arrow onto mind control, already controlling up. The burst damage comes in.
There's Jabs.
Shot. Now Matumba Man is on top of 2 heroes inside the cogs as well with an Echo Slam. It looks like they can get 2-man turnaround. Jabs is going to go down. Try to retreat, but unable to do so. Miracle kind of stuck out here, but Moon is the big damage dealer right now, trying to go from Matumba Man with the help of Mushi. But it looks like the armlet toggle is going to be good enough, especially with that rage, and especially the Infest.
And Liquid, they get away scot-free. Miracle had 3 HP at the end of that.
Wow.
Matumba Man wasn't faring much better, but they're going to get out. A very good engagement for them, but still a 5k gold lead exists at 15 minutes.
Look at a dramatic difference in gold. They killed Mind Control, a core, and traded a core themselves as well as the support. Still 1450 gold going the way of Liquid, and a loss there for Mineski.
That just shows you how far ahead Mineski was at one point, and they still are far ahead. That kind of fight, a little bit sloppier than they like. They were engaged under that Earthshaker. They weren't able to burst the Pugna. They get 2-man Echo Slammed.
Not the greatest cogs in the world.
Still
I think he was hoping to be able to zone the Lifestealer out of those cogs.
Yeah.
Ended up sucking him in instead.
Or he was trying to keep him in while the rest of his team was fighting, but the Night Stalker, when his flying ended, he ended up coming back into it.
Yeah. But as a result, they're going to get some decent damage onto this mid-tier 1 tower, but it looks like Mineski will still have time to defend it.
Yeah. Without Knight available, Ice. Actually going to find an Arcane Rune. Instantly pops the Darkness. Liquid might think that something's up. They're going to back out. They're drawing a circle around that area and taking a ward under, or taking vision under that ward that Mineski placed quite deep. And their wards currently see nothing, so they're a little bit worried right now. Very defensive wards on them.
This is that dire side control of Radiant, right? That we're talking about. He was doing that circle, saying, "Hey, this is the danger zone, guys. They're probably in this area." So let's head up to top lane. We'll go into the dire jungle. You said this is the natural response, but how does Mineski punish that, Dan?
Mineski, if you notice, they're not diverting a lot of heroes to that bottom area. They're only diverting one, and Liquid is just presuming that they're there. But as we say that, Ninja Boogie.
Into an arrow. Just trying to give Ninja Boogie time to be able to escape. Now, Ninja Boogie's thinking about turning here because he does have some allies coming in. Jabs. It's not going to be able to stop that drain, it looks like. Mind Control does manage to get that freebie.
So if you just show one hero at bottom, Ice, and you're shoving in the rest of the lanes, you're farming the jungle, this is how you're going to get really far ahead. And we talked about that 5k gold lead. Well, since then, Liquid's gone to kill, and they're still down a further 3k gold just because of this farming advantage right now. Liquid feel like they have to 5-man. They feel scared at every avenue, no force staffs on them at all. They feel like this clockwork can just kill anybody on the map right now, so they're not willing to risk going alone. They are going to get a tier 2 tower for their troubles, but look at bottom lane. It's getting shoved in. Mid lane being protected by Mushi, who's got quite a lot of levels due to that XP talent now. Almost has a BKB.
Yeah. I feel like we've seen some decent wins here for Liquid in the past minute or so, and yet that net worth chart has not changed. That's kind of like that farm efficiency you're talking about, right? The fact that Liquid do have to 5-man, even if they do get a kill or two, it's not going to make that much of a difference and an advantage for them.
Even when you get that kill, that's what, 200 gold on that Bane. You grab a tower, that's 1,000 gold for everybody on your team total, but Mushi has been farming this triumvirate. The rest of the team has been pushing out lanes, farming, and it's only really a Bane that you lose. He respawns quickly, you can smoke, make a play. They're drawing the arrow up as GH has a Blink Dagger surprisingly quickly.
Yeah, this is a huge swing, right? Now they can punish the Mirana when she's farming so brazenly. They can actually win team fights potentially. But we also have another item that's big.
Mid.
Mineski do have a BKB. It looks like they managed to get the initiation up at top lane. But Mushi actually
his
popped the
BKB and a
BKB
mid.
before they managed to get the initiation, while mid lane is controlled up by the Fiend's Grip. Do they have enough damage to be able to finish off the Ember Spear before he jumps away? They used the hook shot at the last second. Really well played by Jab just to get that extra bit of disable.
And Matuma is now in trouble.
Dead? He's fled by an arrow. He's gone. He had no rage. He used it at top lane.
And this was a BKB Night Stalker.
They're just going to keep running him down underneath the tier 3 tower. Fortunately, they do have to Decrepify plus the Shrine. That's going to help
they're going in far for
trying
this.
to finish him off with the extra bit of magic damage. There's life drain from Mind Control. And Mineski, are they going to be punished for this? A bit of an overextension where Moon's going to take a lot of damage on his way out. Even a little bit more.
The fire's
going to burn him out. He turned around for the arrow, and that is just enough for them to be able to get the kill. What an overextension by Mineski, a costly one at that.
Still, they lose the Mirana in exchange for the Ember up at top. They drop everything on that Venomancer, only for him to pop his BKB, walk away. Very good purchase by Mushi, going for that defensive item, trying not to blow his lead. A BKB completed on the Night Stalker as well. And so Liquid, their team fight, effectively neutered. Almost entirely magic damage right now, as without the stuns, Matuma Man, even if he has a lot of physical damage, he can't lock anybody down during the time they're BKB'd, and he's also going to be forced to run.
So at this point, we shouldn't, if we're Mineski, right, we don't want to see these kind of split up engagements too much, right? Don't we would just want to see them kind of 5-man into Liquid and roll over them, since they do have such a big team fight advantage now with these BKBs?
I don't necessarily think so. I think you still have to play a little bit greedy and go for these kinds of plays where they split up, because if you just 5-man, it makes it really obvious what your team is doing, which is why they were able to set up on mid in the first place, right? Because they showed somebody top, they showed a look. If you don't make those kinds of risks, then all that happens is the team outfarms you. If Liquid sees 5 heroes down the lane, they get 1 kill, it doesn't really matter.
Hearing the loudest chant in the stadium since Na'Vi got knocked out. The crowd now fully backing the TI winners, Team Liquid.
Dude, that's some kind of curse. Like, Navi's out.
Maybe they're secret Mineski fans.
Seriously.
11-16, 7,000 gold lead for Mineski. And we are going to have pretty much a big group up here in mid lane while they're also pushing in bottom. So they are being still kind of greedy, like you said, Will. They're pushing in 2 lanes pretty aggressively. They're still farming pretty well.
Yes.
But they're now positioned to maybe take an objective here.
Yeah, it looks like the rest of the lanes are shoved in, but Liquid doing what Liquid does best. When you're behind, split the waves, make it difficult. And as weird as it sounds, it's a lot easier to make these plays when you're behind, because you don't really care if you die. You're just shoving in the lanes, trying to create space for somewhere else. And if you do die due to the disadvantage, it's okay. You don't lose that much gold. But if you happen to pick somebody off as a result of shoving in these lanes, then you get a lot of gold.
Yeah. So if you were to say lose a hero at top lane right now, you'd be like, well, that's still fine. I'm delaying the game, basically.
Yes, and that's what Liquid has to do. They've got to delay, delay, delay. I'm not sure for what. Probably for this Ember Spirit to get really farmed. He's going to grab a Lincoln's first. Really good item against the control that Mineski has so far. Largely single target on their team, if you notice.
But we're still going to have that problem that we discussed in the Na'Vi secret matchup, which is, while we do have a lot of magic damage coming out now for Mineski, they do scale really well later on to this game. Both Venomancer and Mirana have those talents to do so.
Yes, and that's one of the benefits of picking cores like Mirana or this Venomancer, because they get the plus 50 when they hit level 20, so it's not even like they scale out of the game. Instead, they just continue to grow. The 75 damage talent on Venomancer, one of the best in the game. Also has a Blink Dagger now, too.
3-man smoke up for Mineski. They're going to run into GH immediately. Now, if they can get the damage, stop this Echo Slam, but it already goes out. They've already lost 1 hero. Ice with the BKBs trying to finish up.
He's
GH
taking a lot of damage,
Here
though.
comes the arrow. He does manage to solidly land on the Ember Spear. He finally does manage to get the Earthshaker kill, but Jab's going to be gone on as he is finished up by Mind Control, and Ice is unable to get away from this one. What a disaster. Mineski stumble right into the Earthshaker Echo Slam Infest combination, not even requiring that Blink Dagger.
Look at how much gold swings every single time one of these engagements happens. That's a 2,000 gold swing the other way. Mineski still lead heavily, though. You've got to catch your breath.
5,000 experience exchange as well. That's also really important for Liquid, right? Because they're decently experienced, depending.
Yeah, every little bit matters right now, but for Liquid, they're starting to feel themselves again, and Mineski, you've got to calm down a little bit. these plays where you show this Venomancer up at top, maybe they're not going to work as much because Liquid's going to anticipate going for these mini ganks.
They now have a Force Staff for Kuro, an item on the 5 position, and a hard counter to that Clockwork. Beginning to make me worry a little bit about the effectiveness of some of these heroes for Mineski.
If Mineski struggles in a game like this, it's a little bit scary for them, just because they did have such a big lead in terms of game flow. They own the map largely. Their vision has been great this entire time. If you notice, both wards spot when they come out. They even got one deep inside the base. And so all the tools are there for them to win. It's just they need to incorporate things a little bit better. They need their Venomancer to show up for some fights. Mushi trying to get that level 20, but all of the net worth that the Venomancer has accrued hasn't led to any fights for them.
Do you think that this is maybe a difference in idea between the Mineski players, that some of them want to be able to fight and establish a further dominance since they do have such a lead, but Mushi's also sitting there going, look guys, Mirana and Venomancer, we're scaling into physical damage. We can play greedy and continue to just outpace them, basically.
Yeah, and I think they also want to always shove in the lanes. They realize this is going to be important as GH going to pop out.
He's going to be gone on again inside the river. He's gone. This Night Stalker core is just not working out for them now.
And it was all due to this ward right here. They see that coming a mile away. Ice, 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 trying to be cute, sandwich things in. And instead, that's going to be another tier 2 tower taken by Liquid, and a very important one in the mid one. Meanwhile, Mushi pushing out that top tier 2.
And Liquid actually going high ground here just to force the 2 side lane pushes back to the base. We already have the TP back from Moon on the Mirana. And they're trying to make Mushi come back, but he's going to take that tier 2
He is going to lose
Jesus, they're going to lose the tier 3 for this.
Really feel like he should have gone back and started planting wards, but prioritize that tier 2 instead. Jabs coming from behind, though. This is going to be the big initiation.
They really need to be able to win this fight, and they know that some of these ultimates are
They're actually getting racked.
Echo Slam. My goodness, what is happening? Where's the initiation? They're just lost to range racks.
Mineski, you've got to fight.
Arrow comes out, they finally make their initiation. Jabs looking to be able to isolate a GH, but is unable to do so with the Force Staff, and now Fisher locks him inside of his own cogs, but there's the initiation from Mushi. Gets off a good set of poison that might just be able to finish off a Tumba Man. It gets a lot of damage on the rest of the enemy team. Ember Spear goes for the back line though. Managed to finish up the Bane and goes deeper inside the base. Waiting out and kiting Mushi as much as possible. Now Kuro, he's going to be gobbled up by Moon. Miracle is forced to jump to his Spirit in the back line, but Ice looking to be able to snatch him up. Miracle gets another remnant on the other side of that cliff, so if he is pursued, but look at this, he's going to jump over. Ice waited for him. He laid that trap out, let his team pursue, and cleaned up the kill. So it's only GH and Mind Control who managed to escape from that team fight. But what a difference. All of a sudden, we took tier 2, tier 3, and a Rax at mid.
That was definitely not worth the tier 2 up at top. You'd imagine if the Venomancer's there just placing down wards behind the tower, they can't really make that play. But prioritizing taking that tier 2 up at top instead, trying to get some pressure on the map. Didn't actually think that Liquid was going to commit for that GH.
Oh,
got to be found.
Him. They had a sentry. GH, he is not the one with the Force Staff.
This is going to be a free Roche now.
That was Kuro earlier, so he has no defense mechanism himself against the Clockwork Cogs. Lifestealer trying to go for this Venomancer.
A little bit of miscommunication as open wounds and Decrep are used at the same time. Mineski, they wanted to try to go for that Roshan with the Earthshaker dead. Not willing to commit, though.
I mean, if you're Liquid, you could certainly fight that, right? With all the ultimates on cooldown from Mineski.
You can at least spam down.
Yeah.
You can blast from range. You've got an Aether Lens on your Pugna. Your Jakiro can just throw his Macro Pirate down, buy enough time.
Still holding a 6,000 gold lead, I should point out, for Mineski, despite losing so many objectives recently. And is this tactical pause time? That's what it looks like for me.
I got no idea what he just said, but he is saying go. Looks like they just needed a second.
All right.
Matama Man laughing.
Maybe they found out you heard GH in the interview, didn't know about the pauses. Maybe they finally decided to make use of them.
Hey, it's not against the rules.
Nope. Liquid.
Dude, this game is... I thought this game was pretty straightforward, but it seems like no Liquid game is as... I mean, I'd love to see the gold graph at some point. It had to have swung just up and down.
A BKB for the Clockwork. That's a significant upgrade for a support to have. And then we also have an interesting build for Ice Ice Ice. He's really trying to turn himself into a like, he's a core obviously early on, but you always wonder, like, what does Night Stalker do as a core later on? Well, he's trying to build damage. He's gone the BKB early, which we saw, but now he's got a Radiance queued up. Yeah,
really nice item against the Ember Spirit, who loathes to build an MKB or any item like that. In general, he's got a lot of evasion stacked up on him.
And it's not like
Solar Crest.
He's got high armor, high HP. It's not like he's going to be a hero that's targeted right away, right? So his longevity in a team fight with that constant burn is going to pay out.
Oh, this is going to be quite a big fight. Moon can't get up there, though, as Liquid. They're up here as 5. Mineski, can you afford to take a 4v5 fight as Miracle going to be the first one found?
Right now, GH is going to make his initiation, but a sleep goes down, helping to save the Night Stalker. Now they've got him inside the cogs, and they've got the Fiend's Grip as well onto the Lifestealer. He's locked in. Here comes an arrow as well. On top of that, he gets nailed. They finish off 1, take mind control as well. The 2-man down for the cogs now is going to become 4 as they chase Kuro up into the cliffs. You can't hide from the Night Stalker.
Miracle manages to get out, but his team all going down. Now is the big choice. What do you do, Mineski? Do you go for the Roshan or do you try to assault the base? Roshan's going to be their call. Not enough time is Liquid. The upside of being low-leveled and behind is you respawn quite quickly.
So Mineski may not have even been able to take real objectives by the time they got to the base. So instead, they're going to take that Roshan, see if they can also keep mid from being pushed in.
So well done by the support combo. Jabs getting in there, getting the 2-man cogs on that Earthshaker and that Lifestealer, setting things up. And that cogs, it also made it difficult for Liquid to get to that backline where the Bane was just Fiends gripping Matama Man that entire time, which set up the arrow. Very well done by Mineski.
Now, Miracle's build, are we giving up on Lifestealer being the carry for this game? Is Ember Spirit taking over the true physical damage dealer now?
I think they just realized because of the BKBs that have come online so early, he can't really go for that magic damage build. Something like a Maelstrom or a Radiance, it just won't have as much impact. So what's the next best damage item that you can go for? This Battle Fury.
Looks like he's going to be going for the Manta up next.
Yeah, Mineski, though, they've played such a good game. They have so many BKBs on themselves now, too. They're almost about to get 4. Jab somehow has one. His Hand of Midas paying dividends now later on into this game.
A later BKB for Moon, who hasn't needed one for the most part. Gets it now, fresh 10-second, on top of the Dragon Lance and the Diffusal Blade that he already had. So he's putting out some serious damage. If he can get to level 20, which is a significant upgrade for him, and then 25 for the Venomancer, we're talking big-time physical damage for these heroes.
Yeah, I think what they realized in their previous game against Liquid is that they couldn't really team fight. They didn't have that just raw strength, and this time they all opt to go for BKBs. They're like, guys, to beat Liquid, we need to engage them in a team fight. We need to be able to win that fight. Let's all get BKBs, negate most of their damage, make ourselves as strong as possible. Because you're right, I didn't even realize, but Night Stalker also has that 50 damage talent.
Yep.
So they have a lot of artificial beef on them.
So they are all becoming physical damage dealers as well as the initial magic damage they're putting out. And now, what's the quest for Liquid? You just try and like force out these BKB charges and just draw out the game as long as possible until they're all 5 seconds?
You've got to kite as long as you possibly can. Or you've got to be able to start the fight on a core as up at top.
They're going to be able to grab him, Cogs push back. And
the silence comes out.
The silence out with the Fiend's Grip. Miracle is caught and down. 70 seconds. That's a lot of time for Mineski to be able to take some map control and do something important with it. We'll see what.
Yeah, in the last 3 minutes, been all Mineski. Looked like for a second Liquid, especially after taking that Rax, things looked a little bit scary, but Mineski immediately righting the ship. Getting some big pickoffs here.
Oh, the leap aggressive. To be able to snatch up that double damage, GH backs himself away, even though he had the infested Lifestealer. A little skittish there for Liquid.
He's got a bottle too. I think they probably go for the high ground now, or at least try to grab this last tier 2 tower, put some more pressure. But Mineski, 10k gold lead, 32 minutes in. All of these Midas is paying off. All of these BKBs still fresh enough to win team fights.
You just all about execution, right? You could still get that critical echo slam. We were talking about it upstairs, right? When you have an Earthshaker, it feels like no game is really lost. You can always make that comeback because of the significant team fight contribution he makes.
Yeah, you're never really out of the game with an Earthshaker, but I mean, 10, 11k gold lead now. Mineski very strong on all their heroes. With all these BKBs available as well, GH's game, it just gets harder and harder.
Yeah, there is no doubt about it. Liquid, their backs are up against the wall for this game 1.
Yeah. Probably the game that they've been tested the most. Reminiscent, this is an even better version of the game that Mineski had against them in the groups in game number 1, where they were quite ahead, but they didn't really have that team fight to shut the door on Liquid, but this time they do, and they've played a much cleaner mid and late game.
Mineski chilling out here in this off-lane jungle area. Miracle is going to poke his head out at top lane. And Mineski are just looking for that one pick that will allow them to go high ground.
Yeah, you still have a DD rune on this Mirana too, very smartly saving it as... Okay, the second ward mid should kind of give things up. He placed another fresh Venom ward to try to shove in the lanes. That should tell Liquid that something is up. As Kuro getting ready to macro pyre down that creep wave, stop the push.
It just doesn't really seem like there's a whole lot of good options here for Mineski when it comes to pickoffs.
As we say that at bottom.
Unless they can catch GH here. The Fiend's Grip goes out right before the Force Staff. Stuck inside the trees. Ice. He's going to pop in. There is a little bit of a party surprise, so Ice is going to have to be careful about that one. But Matamba Man instantly rages and TPs out. Ice used a BKB charge, but the big team fighter, Earthshaker down for 40 seconds. Still doesn't feel like enough for Mineski to push high ground with confidence.
They don't really have to push high ground. I think they trust their ability to go late game because of these damage talents.
Yeah.
They feel like they're still scaling very strong, which they are. They've almost got this AC completed on this Night Stalker, and they're just shutting every single door possible as at bottom, Ice tries to go for that kill. Unable to do so.
Ooh, snatched up Kuro there with the slow on Mushi. He does a lot of damage, so this TP may not make it. Yep, gets a proc of lightning. That's enough for Mushi to get the mega kill streak.
And Liquid, known for making these ridiculous comebacks. We saw it in Game 3 of TI Finals. We saw it against Mineski. We saw it against Secret earlier today, but I mean, this is starting to snowball way out of control right now.
Shadow. Never mind. Okay, is he trying to force the
ratio
of the rest of his team? There goes
Here
the hook
comes
shot.
Jabs.
Actually managed to catch mind control in the back line, and the hook through onto Matamba Man, almost finished him off. It looks like he'll get some damage on the Moon, but finally he will go down. Now that's 2 heroes down for almost a minute. Surely this is the opportunity that Mineski was waiting for.
Yeah, they've got the 50 damage talent on Mirana as well.
And 25 on Beho. Sorry, did you mention that?
That's even better for them.
Yeah.
The 3x Plague Wards, that's going to help them go high ground very easily. As Ice. At bottom, just trying to force a rotation back. Night Stalker not necessary for this push. The Veno, the wards come. Not a really easy way for Liquid to kill these either without Matamba Man. And they've got to be careful not to give up some kills here on top of losing the Rex.
Asleep. Now the Ice Pass slows up the arrow, but finally it does come in. Miracle takes it for him, but Mushi's going to be able to come in, and they might just be able to kill Miracle off of this one. He has the Remnant out. It doesn't go far, though, because he is slowed down. Ice goes in deeper. All 3 Remnants used by Miracle, and he's still barely making it back to the fountain. Healed up with the Life Drain. It's not enough. They get that kill. Stuck right next to the fountain, though, against Mind Control. He's going to get some free damage on them. But still, 30 seconds for the Earthshaker and Jakiro, and we only just now have our Pugna and our Lifestealer back into it. It's still going to be a 3 versus 5, even if Miracle does go for the buyback. Matamba Man starts going on to some of these heroes, goes for Moon up next, but they're all just kiting him around during this Rage Timer. Jab's the only one potentially in trouble here as he tries to make his way back from the tier 4s. Matamba Man waiting out that BKB. It'll be Miracle who slaps it up. A huge win for Mineski, winning the team fight, taking the top lane of Rax, and now shrines are open for them as well.
And it's so hard to get out of those high ground engagements very cleanly. The exit is always the difficult part, but the retreat is successful. All they lose is that clockwork. Level 20 on Jabs, who also has a 50 damage talent, by the way. Forgot about that one.
Oh, yeah.
It's sneaky, but it's there.
It is. You usually don't think about with these heroes like Night Stalker and Clockwork, because as 4 positions, you don't necessarily always pick them up.
Not necessarily,
and
but
you maybe sometimes don't even get level 20.
In this game, they just do so much damage. And it all started with that cute play at top. They tried to set up the sleep into Fiend's Grip, and Miracle's like, I'll tank this arrow for you, no problem.
Yeah.
But it ends up just killing him.
Is that a Scotty almost complete for for Venomancer and AC now.
Yep.
Liquid, this feels like one of those desperation times.
Oh, look at the arrow being drawn by Mineski, too. They spot this coming a mile away. They realize nobody's shoving out top. They're even going to scan for this Mineski. They are so on point right now.
Complete read by Mineski. Now Liquid, they're just going to go deeper, right? Maybe they're going to be sloppy. Maybe Mineski are just sitting by their mid-racks. But no, they're sitting all the way back by the fountain. That ward uphill will not be able to see him. Moonlight Shadow even coming out of. They see the ward placed out, so they know exactly what Liquid are up to. But are they going to be able to still win this team fight? Ice, moved ahead, easily pops a BKB ahead of the Echo Slam, and now GH's initiation is null, and Matumba Man stuck in a really nasty spot, caught by the Fiend's Grip. On the left-hand side, Kuro already down from both Jabs and Mushi. Only two make it out. Mind Control was able to make his TP away. And Miracle survives, but this is looking like the end for Liquid in game number 1.
This is looking really rough right now. If it was any other team, we'd probably say this was guaranteed over, but Liquid, we give them a lot of wiggle room, but in this game, it's been all Mineski. Their team play has been so on point. Ice, just running into every single engagement. Faster fingers on him, too. His ability to pop that BKB mid-Echo Slam.
Damn, look at Mineski respecting the hell out of Liquid despite 30 seconds still left on the Lifestealer. No Echo Slam, even if the Earthshaker does come back. They are securing this victory. They're going to get the Aegis and Cheese first.
Really smart from them. Who's it go on? The Mirana once again, who has an Orchid now, most likely going to get that Bloodthorn next.
That's just too many things for our Ember Spirit to deal with. Too many silences and lockdown.
Yeah, this game is wildly gone out of hand. It's pretty rare for me to see Night Stalkers also hit level 25.
Yeah.
Minus 8-second crippling fear or 12
yeah,
armor. Get the armor and the game.
The armor, for sure.
Be a cool guy.
As a support, the crippling fear is amazing.
He got the fear.
Oh, he did? Okay. That's got overlap. You can perma-silence people now.
Oh, sick. It's Mineski. Here comes their death push.
Deal with these wards, man. All right, Mineski actually backing up as it turns daytime.
Yeah, they're going to reset things. The Rocket barely going to glide over Miracle, revealing his presence, but he's already TP'd out in anticipation for the fight, but it's Mineski that resets things.
You know, I'm all for not going high ground. I think it's so difficult to go high ground 5 versus 5 in so many of these situations. I just thought, you know, with a 30,000 gold lead, Mineski would finally take that. But they're still taking their time, controlling the lanes. Maybe they find a pick-off that gives them an even easier opportunity to hit that second lane.
You've got Liquid on the ropes. Secure this win. Shove out your lanes. Make absolute certain that you're going to stomp them.
Look at poking it with the double damage on Mirana, the wards as well.
This is a lot of respect given, though.
Yes, it is. I mean, the fact that they're doing a little chip siege on the tier 3. Mineski do not want to screw this up.
Yep.
And it would be a legendary comeback if Liquid is able to make it happen. I just don't see how. It's going to take some amazing initiation.
Yeah, it's all going to come down to what goes off first, the BKBs or GH's Echo Slam. Because the Echo is the only thing that can save you at this point.
Yeah. That stun allows to follow up with the Ice Path and the magic damage that floods in from all sides, right? Jakiro and Pugna both going to be able to get a lot out. Miracle can throw down his Remnant combination on you if you're locked up like that.
Yeah, with the tower down, though, I think Mineski, their Trepidation will fall. They shouldn't be so scared anymore. They're going to grab this range racks.
Wards.
The Venom wards are so good at this.
Nobody wants to go out and kill those wards because they're kind of in an awkward position. Especially with GH wanting to wrap down the south side here.
There it is. All right, Liquid, you get one shot at this. GH preloading up his totem.
Looks like they're not even going to get that opportunity. Mineski are actually retreating just ahead of GH's smoke out.
Mushi,
or maybe not. They can catch Mushi here. Blink Echo instantly up. No BKB. Jabs tries to intercept
forced
the
him
hook shot,
out.
but he actually ends up with a good force staff, and Mushi's away with the BKB. Now the Cogs holding in these heroes. Matumba Man is going to be kited around, but Mushi not feeling comfortable with Miracle still on the loose. They're going to try and get Nana back into this one, and nails an arrow onto Miracle. Oh no, that's a free kill now. Miracle locked down, pops a sleight of fist, trying to dodge something, but it can't get away. Ice chase down the Pugna as well. That's 2 cores down, and Liquid, no buybacks on either one of them. This is surely no more respect, Mineski. Finish off on Tumbaman and end this game.
They know he's in there.
They're
letting the
distancing this creep ahead of the others, so
Nana
they'll die.
is so good. He's allowing the creep to run forward. They kill Kuro first.
But Tumbaman's just like, no, don't die on me, creep. All right, they're just going to focus on the racks for now.
They don't care. They're like, pop out. See what happens.
Yep. He takes control of it, now pops out. Moon's like, hello, I expected this the whole entire time. Let me give you a leap away. We're all good. We're taking that mid lane of Rax. My allies are taking bottom as well, by the way. Tier 3 gone, an exposed lane of Rax. 60 seconds. Liquid are not calling the GG, but
There's
now
the arrow.
with Matumba Man locked down, surely this is the end. Earthshaker caught in it as well. And that's it. Mineski.
Woo! Unbelievably clean game played by them. 1 or 2 hookups, but you get to get those. That top one made me a little bit nervous, but still, with maybe the exception of 1 or 2 moments, complete domination from Mineski.
I mean, I can't believe that I even ever doubted this whole strategy and how it goes late game after we already saw it work earlier,
Yes.
right? And I was kind of feeling like the situation where we talked about maybe the difference in ideas on Mineski, right? Hey, we're so far ahead, we should fight now. Mushi's like, no. I'm still pushing. I'm taking this tier 2 before I go back and defend my Raxes. But he was quite right in a way, right? They still had the dominance pushing into those level 20 and level 25 talents. They really do keep on scaling no matter what with Liquid.
Yeah, and this game was completely ruled by a 4 position, but this time his name wasn't GH.
Nope.
It was Jabs, who played out of his mind.
Destroyed the laning phase.
Really did. And the team fights. Some of those hook shots, ooh.
He was so fast in reaction to even his attempt in that last engagement where the Echo Slam goes down on the Venomancer. Jabs instantly turns around, throws out the hook shot. Creep was in the way. It didn't work, but it was the reaction time that impressed me there.
All right, we're fanboying too hard. We've got to leave something left.
All
for our
right,
analysts.
it's only game 1. Analysts, please take over for us. Mineski up 1-0.
Mineski do it, the first team to have taken down the TI champions here in Game 1 of the Grand Finals of the Starladder I-League Invitational. And who better to break this game down than the 2 resident players from Complexity. Hello Kyle, hello Moo, welcome to the panel. I mean, you get the honor of breaking this game down. That's pretty hype, Kyle.
Yeah, it is, especially because, you know, Mineski knocked us out. So obviously, being the second best team here, they're now going to 3-0 Liquid.
Of course.
And then, you know, we just got a bad bracket. So I'm rooting for them. But that was a really nice game to watch. There's a lot to say about it.
You want to start from the beginning? We can start at the laning stage because
yeah, well, it's a lot. Like I would start even earlier in the draft. But
okay.
My main point is just Liquid lost all 3 lanes.
Yes.
They had Jakiro Shaker supports against the Clockwork, which is so grim to play. Like I play a lot of Jakiro. It's hard. I play both those heroes. It like Moo's giggling because he knows it's a suffer.
Jakiro Shaker versus Clock and Reno.
But you said, Moo, I heard you say you don't like Clockwork.
I mean, when you got Pugna, Jakiro, and Shaker to kill,
then it's okay.
It's okay.
Okay.
It's more like if it's any team but Liquid and GH, you're probably going to criticize taking the Shaker into the Veno. But they just do it anyway, and didn't work out that game. But I think that's more of a product of the way that game played out. You have absolutely 0 methods of gaining vision on any of the Liquid team. But then you're playing against Night Stalker, Venomancer, Clock, and the threat of Mirana and Viz. So Mineski, the entire game, like they went 4 BKBs because they know if they get them off, they're going to win the fight. Because as long as they cast their spells, they're going to be good. Anytime that dunk hit a BKB, I mean, there's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, you just BKB and run in.
Yeah.
There's 4 magic damage heroes on Liquid, so there's nothing to stop you from just running in every hero BKBs.
Yep.
But still, there was a high possibility that Liquid still won this game as well. They despite being behind in the laning stage, they came back.
I think if they didn't get stomped in the lanes, they would have had a much higher chance to win. But once you're behind, all your tier 1s are dead. You really can't put yourself back on the map versus Veno, Clock, and Bane, and like Night Stalker, all these heroes that just eat map control.
And it's just, it was insane watching just because, like, again, they lost all 3 lanes. Yeah. They're 5K behind. They still took the first tier 3 and the range racks. Yes. Like, they're so hard to beat. It reminds me of just TI6, like that whole Wings era, where we're watching this game here, waiting for it to end. Mineski's 20K up, and we're still thinking, is this game really over? Or, like, is Liquid going to win?
That's just the Earthshaker effect.
It's like you're watching the Super Bowl, and it's 28-3, but you're still betting on Brady. Like, I feel the same way about Kuro right now.
Look at him, he's sad. Just dies to Veno.
And like that was just like little plays like that are just so nice to watch. Like Matumba Man rages, but has the presence of mind to block the arrow. And like they're playing so well in this game, but I really feel like they needed to play so well to win this game.
10 minutes in, they're 5K behind already.
Yeah. Mineski's draft, I think, is like an 80-20 win almost. It's just so hard to play when you don't have the ability to find kills on the map. You can't really control the map because you don't have any methods of gaining information. And it's just hard. It's just a really hard game.
But despite being like outdrafted, if you say 80-20, this didn't feel like an 80-20 game.
Yeah.
And you also mentioned the itemization when we were watching that, for example, Miracle itemized real good, because that's one of the reasons, that's one of the methods you can actually use to, try to give yourself an edge, right?
Yeah, other players, when they're behind, like they're playing Ember, they'll still go bots. They'll still play this like really passive farming style of Ember. He goes treads, he gets the damage talent because he recognizes we are really, really in trouble. I need to make things happen. I need to do things in this game. And that's why a lot of their items looked off. But it's the right choice because that's the only way they can actually win this game. And it's still just so hard. You saw Mushi's damage stats nearly twice as much as any player in the game. Once Veno hits 25, like how do they kill wards? Lifestealer running in, like it doesn't feel good. And there were a couple times Mushi had a huge BKB. Mind Control dropped the Pugna ward, and he immediately BKB'd, got the Echo. Ice did the same thing running up the hill. I don't remember, I think the fight will come up soon, but like they have the sleep on Bane to counteract the Echo, and look at this fight, like a beautiful play. They just BKB, Jabs counter initiates, like what do? There's 3 BKB'd heroes, Liquid has to run away. There is no play they can make. It secures the Bane, he gets a full grip off on the Matumba Man. You need like 4 extra items on Lifestealer to actually feel good in this game. And it's just, even though they're the best team in the world, even watching this, Mineski wins, but I would still like Liquid from this series just because they played so well, even though they were in such a bad position. But Mineski also owned, so.
Yeah, they just draft a little bit better. I don't know. We made the mistake of taking Earthshaker and Jakiro. It's just not a good combo. You already have the Pugna 2 for tower push. You need something a little bit stronger on Kuro, and I think they're going to do a lot better.
Do you feel like Liquid, like this is all what we're seeing now as a result of bad laning stage? You feel like they could have changed something up in the lanes that would help them get...
I don't think there's much you can really change. No. You can't lane the Pugna versus the Bane Marana aggro. They just run in with BKBs.
And that's the thing, like, when all the BKB, I call like the win window, because when the BKBs are up, you have to run if you're Liquid. All they need to do is run in, nobody dies. This fight right here was the first time Liquid got real initiation. They're immediately going to take out both of the Mineski supports. But it's like they're 30K behind, and they finally got this off.
They would have killed everyone if there wasn't 30K gold
deficit. But look at it. It's because it's daytime. There's no darkness up. Like, this is the window they were looking for the entire game, but it's just too late. And to go into the laning phase again, Mind Control started Boots in that game, and then he's in a 1v1 against a poor man Shield and pooled Tango Night Stalker. You do not win that matchup. Their tri-lane, there's a Bane against them, and then, as Moo said, there's a Jakiro and an Earthshaker, and you just... Not enough damage. They're both countered by Clock. This game, Clock kills every lane for the first 10 minutes. It feels really bad when Jabs can just show up. You're dead.
Yeah. And I mean, on top of Jabs, obviously playing a really good Clockwork, he also is a drafter for the team. Partially team effort, of course, but...
it's an absurd amount of hero damage. He was like 3K behind the Marana.
Clock always has a lot of hero damage.
Yeah, but he's the MVP, Moo. We're trying to hype him up. Come on.
He's hype.
Midas into BKB.
He's hype, but, you know, it's Clock versus Earthshaker, Jakiro, Pugna, you hook one of them, they're gonna die.
Moo's a draft downer. He doesn't believe.
He played well, dude. I'm not giving up. It's a great clockwork
like
game, though. You know, I don't want to milk the guy in the first game.
I get you. I was just also really impressed. Mushi and Ice have always been, legends of the scene for a long time. Yeah. And I swear Mushi would be one of the best 3 players in the world if someone else with this little guy on his shoulder was itemizing for him when he played Medusa. Because I swear, it's like Blade Mail into Lincolns, into Manta, into like a BK, and I'm just like, you're not doing any damage, man. And you could see like the liquid draft here. There's no damage on when the BKBs come out, and it's always going to feel bad. And it's kind of the tell of the game. Everyone on Mineski played well, but I wouldn't say there was really a single MVP. The draft was great, and they executed well. They win the game.
They did indeed. Now, there's obviously still at least 2 more games, because it is a best of 5. Yeah. And you said already, like, you're still thinking Liquid? Because
I think Liquid.
Yeah.
I think Liquid.
They lost all 3 lanes. They're heavily outdrafted, and it still like they took the first tier 3.
We're also salty because we lost to Mineski.
But then you want Mineski to do well.
No.
You want to lose to the winner.
No.
No?
No.
What do you mean? Then we get to call ourselves second place.
I mean, yeah.
I'm not sure if that's exactly how it works. But
it's a minor. Sure. Like, the points aren't that bad. Like, the key is that we got points.
Yes.
And right now,
30 points.
Only 4 teams.
Per player.
Only 4 teams in the world have points, guys. So,
it's
good company.
I mean, every little bit helps.
We're the 3rd team.
That's not bad. 3rd out of the, what, zillions of Dota 2 teams in the world.
Zillions?
There's probably loads of people. If you can count a stack of me and my friends, then that's a team as well.
Okay, I can
the
count
Starladder
that.
I-League Invitational brought to you by Twitch TV. We are live from the Starladder Arena in Kiev. And it is the grand finals. Team Liquid up against Mineski. And believe it or not, Team Liquid is a game down for the first time in a very long time. Definitely for the first time in this tournament. The TI champs have lost a game. And Mineski looked dominant in doing so. It was mostly a draft win, though, according to our new analysts. We have Kyle and Moo from Complexity. Welcome back, guys.
Mineski played well.
Mineski did play well, sure.
You can't take that away from them.
No.
80-20 is not quite enough of an advantage to guarantee you beat Liquid. I'd say like 99-1, you're probably not feeling safe.
I don't know if it's 80-20. Yeah, a little lower.
Yeah. It's all about the vision. I think that's one of the most under-discussed concepts in Dota, because that game is so much harder for Liquid to play, and Mineski, like, they understood, and that's why they're buying 4 BKBs, because they understand that essentially we'll always have the ability to find fights. We just need to ensure we cast our spells. Then this Bane's going to get a full grip off, and we're not going to feel pressured, whereas Liquid has like this very small window where there's no nighttime. Hopefully there is an event award. Hopefully they're not invis already. And oh shit, a clock rocket just hit us. Like, it's just hard to play.
Because everyone watches the game from God vision.
Yeah.
So when you're actually playing, and you're playing against event awards and darkness and Mirana ults,
it's scary.
That's why in the game, Earthshaker's level like 14, and everyone's level 25 in the other team, because you can't go on the map.
Yeah, and they used the same concept to beat us in game 1, where they had a Night Stalker, but they had a Pugna instead of the Veno.
Yeah.
And it's just, you don't even see this hero, and it's sieging your lanes, and it's pushing towers, and it's eating up your map, and you're just afraid, because if you can test it, maybe there's more heroes there. Again, there's like that clock. Jabs played very well, and they're just controlling the map. They control a lot of runes. I think they got every rune from like 12 minutes to like 24, some crazy thing like that. And then Ember without runes, it's not the same hero.
No, we have already got one of those vision heroes removed.
They banned Night Stalker.
Night Stalker gone.
Mineski bans Chin.
Yep.
Liquid takes the Earthshaker.
Come on.
Hey.
All right, dog. What are you talking about?
Earthshaker next.
Changing pattern.
Well, and this is like the situation Mineski were in. Just to note, I believe Liquid, both teams I believe are taking first pick. Liquid is playing Dire, Mineski was in the last game.
Do they take the Earthshaker?
Ooh.
Do they do it?
I think you probably save it, because I don't see, like, when you pick Rubik Clock, Mineski's saying, hey, pick Shaker, I dare you.
Yeah, how big are GH's balls, pretty much?
Pretty much. And they're massive. The dude just won TI. He could have probably paid to have them enlarged if they weren't quite big enough.
I think you take it.
I don't know, man. I think the game down, they're not messing around anymore.
You have Veno. You take it.
I don't know, dude.
It's great.
I wouldn't do it.
Clocks.
I think it's Puck.
Earth Spirit instead.
Earth Spirit.
All right.
This hero has not lost a single game yet.
Really?
I forgot about that hero.
Then we
the
should
other
have picked
Earth
that
hero.
one.
Yeah, because statistically speaking, you should have won.
Yeah.
That's how that works.
I like it.
This is a really good Earth Spirit game, because you have the Veno, so it's already better for roamers, and Rubik, Clockwork don't deal with you that well because you can push the clock out of the cogs, roll out of the cogs. The Rubik doesn't want any of your spells because they don't really work.
Yeah.
And you just roam better.
It's the same thing we did in the game we played then actually beat Mineski, where they early picked the clock and we chose a bunch of heroes that don't care about cogs, and that makes clock a lot less effective. That last game, you could tell like when clock can kill every lane and has that vision advantage, the hero looks really good. But the moment you pick these heroes like Sand King, Earth Spirit, Wyvern, anything that can just avoid death, you're no longer afraid of this hero.
The Clockwork doesn't do anything if you can't lock someone in cogs, and Venomancer, very easy 4-staff Hurricane Pike builder. And if you didn't know, Hurricane Pike ignores cogs when you 4-staff out of it.
If you use it on the enemy hero, you both just sort of reposition immediately and you take no cog damage. And to quickly comment on the last game's Veno build, I really liked what Mushi did. And I gotta say that every time I like his items, because he's like 50-50 for me. It's like Envy has the whole meme of being 50-50. For me, it's Mushi and whether or not his items are good, because they're either fantastic or very, very questionable. And when his items are on point, usually it matches the team's mentality because they're all on the same page, and then it's like that, and they own. I don't think we've seen 4 BKBs this tournament, let alone Midas into BKB on 2 heroes.
Mineski banned the Brood and the Alchemist. I think that's very smart because Rubik and Clock don't deal with that at all. And the Mirana ban is also was just very, very annoying, and they've shown they can play on Ice Ice Ice, they can play on Mushi, they can play on Nana. It's just a comfort hero.
I like the opener so far from Liquid. And I feel like Mineski should have... I don't like the Rubik and the Clock. I feel like just the Rubik +1 would have been a lot better.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's core Rubik.
Ooh, that would be really nice.
That's what I'd be asking
I don't know if anyone... Moo's one of those guys, like, he doesn't want to play any of these, like, boring heroes. He wants to be all fancy and get the praise for these new and unique heroes.
Rubik's a good hero.
Yeah.
What position would you see, Mas? Is he gonna mid? Is he gonna be off lane?
I think it can go against the Veno wherever it goes.
Yep.
Who would play it?
If we're in this draft right now,
Ice would play it.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's saying, Kyle, let me go play against Veno. And if it weren't a Veno, he'd be saying like, hey, give me Wyvern. You know, give me something fun.
I wouldn't ask for Wyvern against Veno.
No, but I'm saying if there wasn't a Veno. No? Okay.
I mean...
He's showing me looks.
Every game's not an offlane Wyvern game. It's only some games.
Only some games.
Pugna's the last ban. So this is like the hardest pick in Dota 2, in my opinion.
Why?
Because this
Third pick. Like you're the second pick.
Yeah.
So you have the 3rd overall pick, which means both your 3rd and 4th pick are going to get counterpicked by Team Liquid. So this is like a very hard thing to do. They need to pick a core, probably, and they need to pick something that doesn't just get owned by by the next 3 heroes.
So, but this disadvantage basically is worth having last pick then, surely.
It's hard. It depends on what you do, because let's say they take a support here, you reveal Clock or Rubik as core. Let's say you take like one of the foundations of your draft as like your mid, let's say your mid or your safe lane. Now the enemy team has 3 heroes to respond.
They're probably going to use all their reserve time on this pick because this determines the rest of their draft. This determines where Team Liquid is going to go and like anything. It's very easy to draft as first pick for like the first 4 heroes because you're just sitting there and you have Veno Earth and you don't even know what you're going to pick next. So Puck is great because
it's a flex pick.
It's a flex pick.
Yeah.
It's just a survival hero. You don't die to Veno. I mean, you can, but you also don't die to Earth Spirit and go to every lane. It's it's a filler. It's not great.
The ultimate filler pick.
It's not going to die, and it's not going to ruin your draft if it gets countered.
Yep.
And it's always going to do something.
Yep. That's I think the key is like this 3rd pick always has to do it has to do something. I don't know how to like be more specific, but there are certain heroes like
if it gets countered, it still needs to be able to play the game.
Yeah, like let's say you pick a Timbersaw 3rd and they pick a couple hard counters, you can no longer play Dota. But Puck will always get his spells off. He'll always be able to blink in, initiate, clear waves. Like,
they seem pretty confident.
Lane anywhere.
They're just laughing. They're like,
yeah.
Puck.
Dude, like, these 2 teams just seem like they're having fun. I mean, that seems to be the secret to Dota. I'm upstairs, like talking with Matumba Man. We're chilling. He's like eating a banana, just giggling about how he'll play whatever, and it's fun. And then like Mind Control's not paying attention to the team discussion because he's bullshitting with us, and he's like, "Oh shit, sorry guys, gotta go." And you gotta have fun with it. I think Dota's like Dota's a mental game, and when you are happy and you have trust in what you and your teammates are looking to do, it feels nice. You have some fun. Oh,
is this the first Lion pick of the tournament?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, definitely.
No.
I like it.
Why? Why you like it?
It's a hex versus puck. You need a way of killing puck.
Wait. You just said you liked the lion pick?
I like it versus puck.
I'm not allowed to pick that hero. I was vetoed. It's not a thing.
I mean,
I thought
most
you were
played
a
hero
shot
in Hong.
caller. Surely everything you say goes.
It's really hard. I've been living with Moo and Zach.
dude, we never
for
get
like
Veno. When you have Veno, you can pick whatever you want.
That's true. That's a good point.
Just ban it every game.
It's really hard to lose lanes with Venomancer, especially when you see like Rubik Clock.
Yeah, you're allowed to pick this slutty lion hero, and you have Veno.
It's rough in this game. Clock kills you. Rubik has a lot of good steals, but oh god, that's a terrifying hero.
Gross.
It's a bit. See that I like the Brood ban. In retrospect, I'm sure they have some
Instant pick
instant
Furion. There we go.
It's a really strong hero here. This was an old, I can't remember who used to play it all the time, but the Lion Furion has always been a sick combo because the Lion will set up for a Furion TP like no matter what, and you have the finger,
this was
and
planned.
you have the Furion ult. Like this was 100% planned. They might have even baited this Viper, but
so
Furion
this is a Liquid special. Sorry to cut you off, but they're gonna have side lane Veno Furion. So both those heroes very strong, very solo heroes. They can just do their own game. Earth Spirit Lion probably going to be playing around Miracle in the mid lane, and they're just like gankers. Like all these heroes can play individually now because of the Furion, and because Veno is going to be shoving lanes. So
but the ganking team is very difficult. It's very difficult for the ganking team to kill either Viper or Puck. Surely they're living.
I mean, killing Puck is now easy because Earth Spirit and Lion are actually the supports that are very easy to kill Puck. You got instant stuns, silences, hexes, blink dagger heroes. I'd say Earth Spirit and Lion, besides Earthshaker, are the best heroes for killing Puck.
Okay.
And having Furion puts in the extra damage and global presence to actually finish the job.
Yep. And this also is another thing that this patch seems to be all about that Liquid likes to abuse, which is just map mobility. You have a lot of heroes here that can play very fast.
Yeah.
There was some like, they also can play like in the side lane trees, you know, like off map trees.
Yeah, because Veno and Furion should be pushing all the waves, so Earth Spirit and Lion can stay off the map the entire game. They
can scout. They're going to be scouting with treants. They're going to be scouting with wards. All Mineski really has are like throwing rockets and puck orbs. In the meantime, Liquid will have a lot more information to make plays. And as Moo was saying, like these two supports, like they don't just kill puck, they'll kill everything. The Viper is going to be a problem, but that's where the Furion comes in, and I'm sure that's where Liquid's last pick will also address this hero. They haven't picked their mid yet. I would expect it to be something that can deal with him.
Which hero can deal with the Viper?
Let's see. The Mineski banned Jug.
We haven't talked about Mineski's draft, though.
That's true. I mean, the Viper makes sense, and that's the second pick. Ooh, really fast selection.
It's a Terrorblade. It hasn't been picked this tournament yet either.
I like it.
Yep, same concept. Fits with their draft idea very well. It's just more stuff.
Liquid, Liquid's trying to... Who's mid?
Yeah.
Terrorblade's mid.
All right.
Yeah, it's Miracle. Of course he is. Arc Warden.
Oh,
I like this as well. So Liquid's trying to really abuse the Mineski's wave push. They don't have anyone to push waves except for the Puck and now the Arc Warden, which I think was an okay pick.
Ooh, I don't know if I think Liquid's going to run them over this game. I liked where Mineski went with this, but this is one of the downsides of picking Viper a little too early, is now there's a Furion and a Terrorblade, and Viper does not kill illusions ever. True. He has a very hard time dealing with early pressure, creeps, and high physical damage output, which Liquid has in spades. They also have tons of lockdown. This is going to be a very, very hard game for them to win.
Mineski just needs to make sure the Puck can actually have a game. They need to make sure their supports can get online. The Rubik gets level 6 to deal with the Venomancer. The Clockwork can, also hit 6, use his hook.
Yeah.
They just need to get some levels, they need to get some farm, they need to get their items, they're going to be fine against Liquid. Otherwise, Liquid's all their stuff. They have wards, they have trees, they have 2 ganking heroes, they have illusions now.
Yes.
Like it's
all right.
It's just trash everywhere. That's like the problem, and if they can deal with that, they should be fine.
Yep.
All right. Well, it's a tough job for Mineski, if I hear it correctly. Let's find out what's going to happen in Game 2 with Capitalist and Blitz.
Seems like our panel of pro players is absolutely in love with Liquid's draft. But the last pick from Mineski, an interesting one, the Arc Warden, seemed like our panel wasn't really convinced that it was going to be able to address the clear issues that comes with facing up against such a Liquid lineup. But, Blitz, are you optimistic?
I think so.
Yeah?
I mean, the main reason is, I was talking to you about it earlier, because when you win a TI, or you're such a good team, everyone's going to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Yep.
It's not, even when Liquid were 20K behind, you're still feeling like maybe there's a chance.
It's literally, I know you weren't listening.
Yes.
but that was literally what Swindle said. They were watching the same thing, and they were like, it's crazy that at 20K, we're still thinking Liquid might do this.
Yeah, that's the respect afforded to you when you're a team this good. And there is something cool about this, though. I think Liquid for a while has this invincibility aura around them. Yep. Remember, they haven't lost a game in a really long time. It goes back to that series against LFY, was the last time that they've lost. So it's been a few months. They won TI, and they've come back in impressive fashion time and time again. Remember that Game 3 against Newbie, and most recently against Mineski. They just watched Secret blow that huge lead against them in game number 2. And yet Mineski, they finally kind of break that aura by winning that game and saying, guys, we can actually do this. These guys are not invincible. They do not play perfectly. We can actually outplay them. But as I say that...
Smoke up from Liquid. They're going to make the initiation onto Ice with the Arc Ward. He denies the Bounty Rune. He's like, damn it, if I'm going down, so is the Bounty Rune. They're actually going to go for jabs as well, trying to body block him with the Treants, but they'll turn around and pick up this first blood. Goes to Matumba Man.
Oh, Kuro waiting in the wings. He has the stun.
They're actually going to get him. He breaks through the trees. He's going to be able to hit the stun. The extra kill jabs. Why did you get so greedy? Nobody cares about the Treants.
Jabs, I just talked about how well you played and how you broke that aura, and instead you give 2 kills the other way to Liquid. Very good start to Liquid.
See, all I could think about, Blitz, while you were doing that whole entire spiel was that this was the 300. And if you recall, that doesn't end well for the Spartans, even though they do draw blood on the god.
True, true, true. But another...
top lane. That's a kill on Miracle.
Very good one. And it's actually a Ninja Boogie Clockwork, which is surprising because of how well Jabs played the clock last game, so his Rubik must be even better.
Wrap around behind mid. Liquid, we knew they were going to put a lot of pressure on mid to shut down this Viper early. If he doesn't get any ground running, he could be an easy kill so many times, and that is going to be exactly what happens. Kuro barely picks up the last kit.
Yeah, and it's actually a bit of a lane swap for Liquid. They've got Matumba Man playing the off lane, Mind Control playing the mid, and Miracle playing the safe lane, showing what a versatile team they are. And we talked about how the laning phase is where Liquid often suffers, and if a team is going to draw blood on them, it's there. But this time around, Liquid trying to shore up some of those weaknesses, getting as aggressive as they can early game.
So you much prefer, they thought it was going to be Terrorblade mid matched up against the Viper, but do you think this Nature's Prophet is a lot better?
I think it's okay, mainly because he does a lot of damage. Treants are really annoying for Viper because he can't clear them very early. And that's exactly what Mind Control is going to do, but Viper doesn't exactly lose a lot of matchups, even with help. Yeah,
Mind Control's got to be careful here. Now, fortunately, he could just play the TP game, so he's not going to be punished as heavily by the Viper harassment.
He's still only level 2, though, and Viper picking up an Arcane Rune that is largely useless to a Viper.
Kuro in big time trouble here. Moon's going to do a lot of damage to him. Jumps forward, does manage to get him inside the trees.
And this dual lane doing exactly what Mineski needs it to do, as Nana, or Moon, as he's referred to in-game, having a very good start, similar to his Potom game. And he had a very good Mirana game last game. He did so much work on that. And it's actually
trying to catch mid lane. He's going to TP over there. Mushi was a little bit far forward as Mind Control came back, and they got him. Viper goes down again, 2-4.
Yeah, the downside of this Viper, of course, is he's not a hero that thrives unless he absolutely dominates the laning phase, because he has no farming mechanic.
Yeah.
He just right-clicks, creeps one at a time. You don't often go for a Maelstrom first or anything like that on him, so it doesn't even improve it that much. The majority of his dominance comes from being able to snowball in this laning phase, and Liquid have recognized that, not so much focusing on top, instead trying to help out Mind Control as much as possible as they can mid.
Now, with the Viper, see, that's the thing. I keep looking at this Viper. He's actually not doing that bad in CS still. But at the same time, the side lanes are not going bad for Liquid either, despite their all the attention being put on the mid lane by these two supports. Bottom and top are still going okay. Miracle's doing well in CS, top of the board, in fact, on the Terrorblade. And bottom, our Venomance is actually sitting second now with the supports coming in. They're going to be able to gank the Arc Warden here, hit by the slow of Matumba Man. Doesn't look like Jab's going to be able to stop this one. They're just going to keep on going for these right clicks. Matumba Man's actually giving up on the kill, but maybe Jabs didn't have the damage. They do manage to get the deny, though, from Ninja Boogie. Well played.
Very well done.
He's going to try and run down Kuro. He's got the movement speed advantage.
He's going to try Ninja Boogie. He's trying to find the angle, but going to give up on it as Kuro goes high ground. Gonna pick up the bounty runes instead, and Mind Control gonna grab a DD rune.
Ooh, is this... Do you try and gank with this? Do you take advantage of this rune, or is that just too much time away from the lane?
I'm not sure if he gets a kill on top, so that already kind of checks out. Maybe bottom, he's looking right now. He's found the opportunity. He's trying to get set up for this kill at bottom.
The TP be fine, but it is already 3 heroes from Mineski. Unable to catch Matumbaman. He got the double slow. They're already going for GH, trying to lock him down. Mind Control came forward with the treants and does start running at heroes. Jab's going to be the one. Tried to TP out, but Mind Control's damage with the DD is too much. Mind Control gets the phase boots, TP's right back to mid. He was gone, what, maybe 20 seconds? Stopped that attempted gank in bottom lane and actually got them a turnaround kill. Top lane, though, Miracle's having a bit of an issue now that the puck is level 5. He's got the big-time nukes, plus the Orb of Venom for just that extra bit of harassment.
Yeah, Miracle's out of regen, too. Only level 4 right now, struggling quite hard as this puck doing a lot of damage, and Ninja Boogie, his rotations have also been quite annoying to Liquid, forcing Kuro around the map in ways that he doesn't quite want to move. And now this Terrorblade relegated to the jungle as Mind Control, having to play back from mid, and things still looking a bit scary for Liquid.
Kuro, he needs a little bit of help from Miracle if he wants to get out of this.
They're
one.
gonna take this together.
And tries to run around. Miracle running in. GH as the extra bit of touch to make sure they get the kill on Ninja Boogie. Excellently baited out. If I was that, if I was that Terrorblade, immediately would run over. Oh, what can I do to help, buddy? But they kind of just baited out. Wait until Clockwork is fully committed for that lion kill, and then boom, both GH and Miracle showing up.
Yeah, during this time though, mid lane Viper still doing very well for himself. Has leapfrogged over that Nature's Prophet. It looks like they want to try gank on him, but that deep ward placed in mid, right on top of that cliff, should spot this movement coming in. Ninja Boogie in response, seeing what he can do.
Now, Blitz, I'm a little bit surprised with the Viper being ganked so much. I kind of would have expected a 1-1-3 build. I know it's not the most amount of magic damage in the world, but I just thought under pressure you would go for that more defensive pickup.
You crazy, dude?
No?
You still need at least 2 levels of that poison attack.
All right, cool.
1-1-3 cap. Serious, man?
Fine, 2-1-2.
2-1-2. All right, bit more acceptable.
All right, all right.
But if you want to battle Treants, you need Nether Toxin.
Okay.
I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to belittle you on the cast.
William, are you apologizing now for belittling me in a cast?
at bottom.
Telekinesis, pullback, Matumbaman, drop of the Dream Coil. He's got the level 6, and he does have a big magic wand. They're still going to go for this kill. Does manage to get the Gale out, though, so maybe Liquid can get some vengeance on Ice, Ice, Ice. Ooh, instead, the stun onto Jabs. Looks like the easier kill of the two, and still having troubles getting it. The Treants have to get ahead of Jabs here. Do manage to block him in, and that will be the kill. But still, a win for Mineski, because they got a core.
Yes, they're going to be very happy about that. But meanwhile, while that's happening, Terrorblade, Aquila, gonna pop his Metamorphosis. Gonna go to work on this tower. Ninja Boogie already up there to pull the creep wave, though. Can't really give Liquid room to breathe, but at the same time, you've got to get both these cores as stunted as possible. Liquid gonna make the big rotation down here. They've got a ward behind this tower. They should have seen Jab's TP down here. They want to try to make the sandwich maneuver in. That's why Matumbaman attacking this range creep, trying to push in the wave as fast as possible.
And the Treants are going to lead the charge into the tower. Now the tower isn't even a safe haven. It provides no damage for them whatsoever. Tanked up by creeps. Jab's going to be the first one down. Now Ice 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 does have his ultimate. They have the TP in for the Viper as well, but they're targeting the real Arc Warden. They'll bring him down shortly. Mushi up against 3, even now has to run himself away, but starts turning around. Oh, at top lane, they managed to pick up the kill on the Terrorblade, so at least they get that, but Mushi's surrounded by Treants, turning and fighting, gets one more hit on Mind Control, gets the double kill. So they do manage to turn that decently in their favor. 3 members of Liquid go down, 2 on bottom and 1 on top, with Moon managing to execute Miracle for that top lane push.
Yeah, 3 for 3, but Puck did get a solo kill. He is getting very fat, and Ninja Boogie, he TP'd in for this.
And he's still kind of stuck out. He's going to be hit by the Gale. And the phase boots advantage from Matumbaman should make this real easy for them as well. So
he wanted to try to defend that tower, but likely to go down anyways. Mineski, they've got to rotate out of this. They wanted to try to save that.
Oh, Jabs, he's stuck.
Oh.
What a surround there from Mind Control. Jabs might have been nice thinking there, throwing up the telekinesis toss back, but not going to be enough to save him.
Yeah, and even though the lane's relatively okay for Mineski, it's 6-13 right now. They're giving up a few more kills than they should.
Yeah, 3,000 gold lead. Mineski. What's got to change from them? I mean, they've got to start securing this Arc Ward's farm, right?
Yeah.
This is not a hero that can afford to just get destroyed in lane like this.
This is not some Ice Night Stalker where he doesn't really need a lot of farm. He can just go around the map killing things. You are correct in the sense that it was his lane that needed to go the best, but at the same time, this Puck can still do quite a bit. He's got a Soul Ring, almost has a Blink Dagger on himself completed. 500 gold away from that, and Mushi has still had an alright game, despite all the shenanigans. He did get a double kill at bottom as Ice. Gonna get rolled on, but here comes the return.
TP in, mind control. Ooh, what a telekinesis top. That actually stuns up 2, but it doesn't last for long. Now Liquid can start making the retreat. It looks like Kuro's gonna die inside the trees here. Mineski will follow him in. But the rest of Liquid could be good. Matama's actually turned around. He sees Moon's pretty low, and he's feeling good about just his right clicks right now. But now Mushi is here, so they've got to TP out. But Jab sees him with the coil. They're going to be able to stop that one. A kick comes in from GH, but it's not going to be enough. Matamba Man, he played that super aggressive and will die for it.
Denied.
Yeah, he knows he's dead, and his teammates don't actually deny him. Help a friend out.
He stopped moving, and he was like, guys, anybody?
Homies?
And mind control in the base right now.
What a kill, too. That was a killing spree for Moon. 425 gold. He just completed his drums and then some off of that kill.
At the last second I saw him, I was like, wait, that can't be right.
Yep.
As up at top, Miracle using all of this space, not taking it for granted, hitting this tower. He has a TP out if necessary. Mushi understands that he might just have that Sunder, and he also has a TP. Not going to really chase for that. And Terrorblade gets a little bit more space.
And all I see is, mind control actually popping the drums here to go for this kill on Ice. But here comes the interception. They managed to get the hook in from Ninja Boogie, controlling up Kuro. Still managed to get the Finger of Death out. That kills the Rubik, and the kick comes in. What a beautiful setup. Ice is fighting out with mind control. He knows he's dead. Maybe his Doppel can actually get a kill for him, but mind control is just going to hide with his allies against that Spirit. Won't be caught by that damage. And it's still another win there for Team Liquid, forcing more and more action with this Furion.
And what they're trying to do right now is create as much space as they can for Miracle, who sort of remains that hidden threat that you don't really want to think about, but he's there at all times, just farming away. He's going to be the true one position when this game transitions, and they're just using this Nature's Prophet and this Venomancer to divert as much attention as they can from that top lane. You notice Terrorblade popping out as soon as they show mid. Trying to make use of the space.
Arc Warden? No, they're not. They're canceling that one. They realize Liquid is far too set up to be able to play this one out. As Moo said, Liquid just got lots of stuff. And you can see that trash all over that mid-tier 1 tower. Wards, treants, all over the place.
They've got a lot of stuff?
They've got a lot of stuff.
That's a really good, simple way to put that. They do just have a lot of stuff, because that was a 4v5 fight, and they were still able to win that without their Terrorblade. And this Terrorblade cap is going to be so annoying for Mineski to deal with.
The wards are basically acting like another hero when it comes to damage, and they're already set up. And the treants are taking the tower, so it's not much of a help to you. TPing into that would just be pretty much suicide.
It's like 4 treants and like 3 wards. That's pretty much a kind of weak hero.
Yep.
They like claymation form, Voltron style.
Mineski. They got to find a way to be able to get Ice that hand of Midas, man. He's sitting at 2,500 net worth. All right, we're going to go aggressive now. Be aggressive.
You need to do something right now, because you know that Miracle's just farming in the wings.
And this might
getting
be
a lot on the map.
The haste just ran out for GH, so they can pick up Kuro here as he wanders up the trees, trying to get aggressive vision, going to be caught in the process. But they want that extra kill. You could see Ninja Boogie trying to position himself to catch the Earth Spirit as well, knowing that the Lion has already been caught in their smoke gank. But it wasn't really the objective Mineski wanted, right? They wanted a core kill.
They wanted a core. Just getting a 5-position Lion, that's the best case scenario right now for Liquid. 4K gold lead already for them.
Oh, now it's going to be the high ground stumble in by Mineski as Moon goes in and manages to get caught by GH. Jumps over to his orb. He's going to be good. Jabs with a TP out, and they no longer have a stun. So Mineski will get out of it unscathed.
Yeah, but meanwhile, up at top, Miracle gonna get gone on here by Mushi. He's got the angle. Here comes Clockwork.
Ninja Boogie. Where's he going to go for this cog? You can see Miracle trying to turn it around. Gets off a Sunder onto Ninja Boogie. He's going to be dropped pretty low by this last shot. It should be enough to get the kill, and Miracle's just going to straight up TP out. This is what they want to avoid. Oh no, Mushi's going to be stalled up. Didn't get the treants in front though, so Mushi might just be able to escape. Oh, what a turnaround with the coil! 3-man silence. Now Mushi turns with the help, but they just managed to get the hex up, and they're gonna both lose their lives here. They just didn't have enough.
Kuro with the last
reinforcements here from Kuro. Gets out the finger, turns it around. Jazz picks up that kill. A big one on Miracle. 2-man in the shrine, but Ice can't get to the shrine to heal up. He's only got his doppel up, and it's not gonna be able to get a kill either. Jabs being chased around underneath vision by Mind Control. Turns around, Fateful lowering the damage, trying to get the kill. Jabs doesn't get it. He dies first. Now Ninja Boogie, he tried to lend a helping hand to his fellow support, is going to die underneath this tier 2 if Liquid can go for it. Where they're not feeling comfortable, try and put some brakes on this aggression. Liquid will back out.
And Kuro thought he was going to die. Throws out that last-ditch finger of death, saying, screw you guys. Let's find out what happens. Instead gets it stolen, and Miracle pays for it with his life. Very big kill on this Terrorblade, who's largely been untouched since the laning phase.
That gold, it's actually worked out for Mineski, despite being a 5-for-3 exchange.
Sort of worked out, yes. Mainly because they are still far behind. Yeah. Make no mistake about it. But getting that kill onto Miracle, very well done by Jabs. And he's going to need a few more of those plays. Doesn't nearly have the amount of farm that he had in the last game, and it's really Ice's Arc Warden that's the key figure here. Liquid, they didn't really care if they were dying anywhere, if they were making space bottom, if they were trading kills, because at least they were creating space for their Terrorblade. But Mineski can't really say the same thing for their Arc Warden.
I mean, it's just Liquid's too fast, right? With all this mobility, with the Furion constantly starting these fights in these lanes, it was always Mineski reacting to what Liquid was doing, and as a result, oftentimes Ice was the first victim of the engagement.
And they just had too much team fight as Liquid stepping into the Roche Pit. They've got a DD rune on this Venomancer, as well as a Medallion of Courage on this Nature's Prophet with the Treants. They want to try to do this. Mineski gonna start throwing some of their own stuff in there.
Just run back in there, Moon. It'll be okay though.
They really want to get this Roshan, and Mineski.
They need to get this Treant off of him so he has an opportunity to blink in and cause some action. Ninja Boogie also has his hookshot, so this is the best opportunity for Mineski to upset the balance here, but the Treants are already blocking the hookshot. The orb is going to go in a little bit too early to be able to snatch
He's
in.
Getting low.
In, and now they managed to make the jump. Oh no, Miracle grabbed it just before. So they managed to get the Roshan kill, but Miracle's still going to be able to come back. Ninja Boogie's going to TP right away, but he's not going to be able to make it out. The poison is too much. Jabs will be able to, though. And looks like that's going to be the only victim there. Mineski, they get out pretty well unscathed. They got the Roshan kill. They killed the Aegis.
Look at Mind Control, though.
Oh, no.
He's still looking for it. He's getting pinged out right now, and Kuro don't want to walk up there as Moon gonna fire something off. Mind Control knows what's up, and his opportunity is passed as he's going to yield this kill. But still, not a bad fight at all for Mineski, especially because they were able to pop the Aegis immediately, which means that the Roshan kill was the more valuable of the two to grab.
Yeah. And they kill the Venomancer.
Yes.
In exchange for a Clockwork.
Really well but done by them. And at bottom,
Moon's still going to be caught here.
With no orb up, very easy kill for Liquid. Bit of a mistake there.
I mean, that's rough, right? He wants to be able to push out lanes, but he also leaves himself completely open to these global ganks.
Yeah. And Arc Warden, meanwhile, didn't really benefit from that too much. He's still going to be the hero that we watch, because I think for Mineski, he's going to be the reason why they win or lose.
And right now, it's looking like a loss. Checking out this Arc Warden's net worth, only